Good afternoon, friends. Paul Arkelian. I'm back with a new program called Some Serious Thoughts, and I think that it should be a subject that everybody at least thinks about it, probably never out loud or rarely discusses with people, with friends or other professionals. And statistics speak for themselves. There's so many families that haven't really done much planning. So what I'm saying is quite valid, but we ought to think about those things. And so I'm here to share those thoughts with you. So one of the thoughts is that I want to discuss and shed some light on that is, when was the last time you thought about your children's education and decided that you want to put some money away for their education? As they grow, you don't want them to fall in that category of the $1.3 trillion of outstanding student loans, or be in that category of 8 million graduates of universities have student loans that they're in default for and they're not being able to pay those payments. Those things go up to 6 to 8% or whatever. Sometimes it's outrageous. A new graduate trying to make it into a new career, and all of a sudden they're hit with interest rates that are out of control. So my question is, have you thought about your kids' education? If you do have kids, have you started a plan of some sort to put some money away for their education? And if you did, where are you parking that money? Is that money taxable? Is there going to be some other ramifications? Is that money going to stop your kid from getting a scholarship or some kind of a government grant? Or is that money going to be kind of invisible so that you can use it whenever you want for any purpose, not just qualified higher education, but for other purposes as well? If your kid wanted to invest their first few dollars into some sort of a capital and start building their empire slowly at a very young age, how have you done that? Why don't you take a look at that stuff? So that's one thought. And number two thought would be about yourself personally. Have you ever thought about what would happen if you were disabled and you couldn't work and you had no way of earning more money and you never knew where your next red cent is going to come from? If you had to depend on government assistance of some sort, how would your life be impacted? How much money would you be collecting every month from somewhere when you're on disability, right? And how long would that continue? How long would they support your financial needs if the government was to give you some sort of subsidy at the time of your disability? That means state disability. And have you looked into that? Have you found out what it is, the benefits as far as what you would collect? Or have you done any kind of planning on having maybe a significant portion of your income, today's income, be replaced? And be replaced for a long time? How long would it be replaced for? Would they pay you all the way through your working years of 65 or age 67 or what have you? Would there be a cost of living adjustment? Would there be an inflation-proof rider or something like that there to receive those benefits? That's a serious thought. If you understand that your work means a lot to you, if your work means paying everything around you and everything depends on your work and your ability to work and your ability to earn, have you thought about what would happen if you couldn't earn and couldn't work and things were left without financial care of it and slowly start to disappear? So those are some thoughts to think about. Then, have you ever thought about if you were disabled, what would happen to your Social Security credits? People that can't work cannot earn income. If they're disabled, then they're not earning income. If you're not earning income, you're not paying Social Security taxes. If you're not paying Social Security taxes, that means you're not accruing any credits for your future. So when you're retired, not all disabled people die. They can stay disabled and live to be age 90. What would happen at retirement? What are your Social Security credits? How much are you going to get if you were to become disabled at the age of 42, for example, or 47, right? Also, if you have a workplace benefit, a retirement plan from your work, whether it's a 401k, 403b, a profit sharing plan, or whatever it is, right? There's so many different types. whatever the plan is, let's say it's a retirement plan that you're funding currently as you work. So it's being deducted from your paycheck every 15 days or every month or what have you. And it's also maybe being matched by your employer. And so, you know, it's a great plan to have for your retirement. It's a good nest egg to build. But what if you became disabled and could not work anymore? Would you be able to put money into that plan? Would your boss or your company be matching your contributions, whatever you put in there? Okay, that's a valid question. Well, the answer to those is going to be most likely no, because you're not working anymore. So there's no funding for your Social Security credits. There's no funding for your retirement plan at work, let's say the most simple one being a 401k. And most likely there is no way that you're going to be saving money in a bank account, going and depositing money in the bank every month when you're not earning income. So what would your retirement look like if that were to happen? Have you ever thought about that? If you haven't thought about these things that I'm talking about, then you should give us a call on the number that's on your screen, set up an appointment, come by and sit down, and let's discuss these things, because these are very, very real things that happen to real people. And finally, you know, if you have recently bought a house, or whenever you bought a house, if you still have an outstanding loan, a mortgage, what happens if you become disabled, or God forbid you pass away? Who's going to pay the mortgage? Who's going to pay the monthly payments if you're disabled? Have you ever thought about that? Could your spouse take over the mortgage? Could your spouse be able to refinance the mortgage in their name in case it's only in your name? Or would your loan be recalled and, you know, asked to pay the entire thing off? And if the spouse was not able to do that, lose the house? What's the answer? So those are the things that you should think about, and those are the thoughts that I wanted to shed some light on today. If you have any of those, you should give us a call. If those thoughts are thoughts that, you know, come to your mind too when you hear me talk about this, then you should definitely give us a call, come by the office and discuss the options that you have. All the things that I talked about obviously have a real good, solid solution plan in place that you can utilize for yourself. So I want to thank you very, very much for listening to this program. And at the same time, before I forget, I want to say that Legacy Partners Company is now hiring agents. We have salary programs, bonuses, very competitive commission structure. So if you're an agent out there that needs a new home and needs to know how to make the extra dollar in this business, in this industry, then give us a call. We would be glad to talk to you. One of our representatives over here in the new agent division will help you out. If you're a seasoned agent, if you've done millions of dollars of premium and you've done advanced planning, give us a shot. We've got the biggest advanced planning team in the background, full of attorneys that will help you get to that next level. Thank you very, very much for your attention. Talk to you soon.